Hello, everyone. We definitely had a exciting way to get the day start off today. So let's get into it. Episode 7. Here we go.
Every line leads somewhere. Every knot ties a secret to a sin. And tonight, the wire hums with what folks don't want to hear. Follow it long enough, you reach the reckoning.
They don't want it seen. Funny thing about the truth, you can pin it to a board, draw lines around it, try to keep it still. But once it starts to burn, it doesn't stay put. It floats, it consumes. And if you're lucky, it shows you where the blood's really coming from. That's when the map starts to matter.
Dead drop received. Contents verified. You're cleared to view.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Reckoning Wires, Episode 7. I did have this one scheduled the other day, but with New Year's and it's just kind of been a little nuts. So decided to do a show today, and I think this is one of my first Saturday shows actually. For some reason, I don't do shows on the weekend, which is kind of dumb. So this year, I'm going to try to do a lot more shows. But of course, most of us either went to bed with Venezuela being not an invasion, it's not even a war. We went in to get Maduro. There was no war, right? We came in, we took out some things, and then we left. Venezuela's going crazy right now. They're all feeling free, and there's a lot of work to do, of course, still. But this time it can actually be achieved, as Venezuelans have wanted their freedom for a very long time. And I believe that their structure is a lot more set up than probably what most people realize. And who knows what the team's been doing behind the scenes, right, to get everything ready. So that was a huge military operation with the DOJ. They extradited, right, Maduro straight out of his compound. And here's the video. Let's see what we got here. Gone, buddy. So it kind of tripped me out, right? Like with the stuff that's put out, especially by the military or behind the scenes, right? I mean, for 4 years we kind of lived in secrecy, right? We didn't really know what was going on. We had to use flight trackers and try to find out what the heck is going on. And now the military is so basically transparent right after everything happens that, right, they'll walk into Congress and tell them exactly what happened. And of course, President Trump called Congress basically a bunch of traitors, and they would leak, right? They would leak it to their media. But I think that goes a lot deeper too, right? Because we know who controls the airwaves. We know who controls the mainstream media. And look, I mean, a lot of people are saying the mainstream media wasn't covering Venezuela, but I mean, they are. Here's CNN on TikTok. In Chile? Florida. And of course, this reminds us of the cue drop of everybody dancing in the streets, right? Everybody was dancing in the streets. Of course, that was. Man, really, I'm going to forget. Really? As you know, believe it's the Pepe. Ah, that's funny. Where was it at where they were dancing in the streets? Interesting. It's definitely a heck of a way to start off 2026, right? And you know the world is shitting bricks right now because, man, talking about a show of strength, right? And this is one of the biggest ones too, right? Because we do, it always reminds me of 35 just because we do have, right? We cannot yet telegraph these messages through normal methods. They're still giving us clues, right? But in the same time, everything's kind of widened a little bit more out in the open, right? One of the most transparent administrations we probably ever had and probably ever will have, right? Armenia. There we go. I knew it started with an A. Thousands of people are dancing in the streets, cheering and hugging each other, jumping up and down and honking their horns. Things happen so quickly, right? Like North Korea. They have been freed. Assets on the ground, right? So we got a lot of stuff that's still happening that the Q team said was going to happen. And we know that, I think with Iran, we got over what? 70 drops, I believe. And of course, at some point, it will not be safe for them to walk in their home. I mean, to walk down the street. And like, come on, that was his home. Did you see what they took him out of? Right? He's all the way at the top in a compound. That's like some like that reminded me of Die Hard right there. Right? Straight Die Hard when they're dropping in the building. Of course, the Shun Bomb has to say something, right? But then, yeah, she's handed us probably 100, right, top cartel officials that she turned over. So she can say one thing, and that's only because she's scared shitless that she'll be next. But, right? This is get your ass in line. This is these people are all treasonous, right? Can't tell Congress why, because they're treason. We know a lot of them lay in bed with Venezuela, right? A lot of them have been in control of those drugs, just like the CIA is in control of, right? Of the cocaine. So I think we're about to have a lot of stuff come out. I don't like that he's going, into Rikers, but there better not be a millisecond missing from that fucking tape. He better make it to his trial, right? And his people are in there. That's the crazy shit right now, right? We might have locked up a lot of people, but this guy actually has Trende Agra like in these jails, right? Oh, Truth Sick finally made it. Hello, Dolly. Finally made it to a show. But you know what? You're having fun. You were out and about. And I'm glad you can make it. You finally made it home. So I hope you had a safe travels and had fun times with your family. Yeah, Zelensky, he Trump told him, you don't got the cards. Like, we had an epic showdown between those two, right? That's how he used to talk to Biden in the administration. You're going to give me money. You're going to give me what I want. He walked in and tried to do that with Trump. Like, Trump tossed him out like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, right? Get the hell out, Jazz. He got booted. So yeah, I think honestly, well, Maduro's different, right? Maduro had an actual like indictment case. This was not a military. It was a military operation, but it was a military operation in joint operations with the DEA, the DOJ, the CIA. And what I've noticed, basically, since POTUS has been back in office, is that all of these entities work together now like they're supposed to, right? The DOJ and the FBI, the CIA, right? Ratcliffe was right there with them in the post that, the pictures that he was showing. I was trying to find out what Twitter accounts they had up. I think they had Osnet up, right? Like one of the accounts that does a lot of these intel videos, right? And I was trying to find out, but I couldn't. The pictures were too blurry when you try to shrink them in. But man, the skiff at the Winter White House. Trump's done more on vacation on Christmas break than Congress did all fucking year. You worthless pieces of crap. But that's true facts, right? And of course, you got to go to TikTok to kind of find all these videos, because that's where all these younger, generation post to is TikTok. And China allows it. Now, if you're an American and you say some stuff, they'll ban you. I don't know how many TikTok accounts I've lost, more than Twitter. I think my first TikTok account I had it set up, and I lost it in 2 days by posting a Q meme, right? But sometimes I don't understand how people get through stuff on this damn app, because I know I don't. just like B-Kit got one of my Pepe videos through, but somehow I couldn't, like, my own video didn't go through. Oh, right? Stupid TikTok. But if you guys want to follow me, if you aren't already, is my computer just slow? I think I've had this thing on way too long. Here's my account though. LEQ 1776. And I'll probably start a Wrecking Wire 2. A Wrecking Wire TikTok account once I get Wrecking Wire kind of more settled in, right? I'm still trying to figure this show out. So that's kind of why sometimes I say I'm gonna go live, and then honestly it's kind of hard to come up with stuff sometimes, right? I don't talk for 4 hours. Nor could I. So that's why these shows are about an hour and a half. We might get 2 hours if we start digging in deep, right? Now, when we do our watch parties, that's totally different. We'll do 8-hour streams as long as we can watch movies together, right? I think I'm going to start doing movie nights. And we'll see. But I do miss watching movies with y'all. I did start this show too because there's so much stuff that goes on that isn't covered. It's not that it's not covered by the mainstream media, because really it is, but it's covered by more of all their local, you know what I mean? Like your local MSM. Now you're not really going to see it on like the main shows, right? The main MSM, you know what I mean? Outfits, but their local a lot of times does. And not only that, like I said, transparency. You can go to the DOJ, we can look up stuff, we can, right? There's so much that has happened. And I just have to watch this one because this was like one of the funniest moments, I think, of last year was the Dick and Harry. Like oh, I love that. Is like one of my favorite freaking videos. I need to make more, right? Of like the Pepe reporter, right? Gosh, like, tell me you guys remember that one? How did she say that with a straight face? Seriously, even he smirked, right? Oh, Harry balls, and like he just, oh yeah, last year was so epic. And you know that we have the best memers at the White House, right? That team, like whoever Scabby put together on that was freaking amazing, right? We're going to have meme wars that are actually like documented in the freaking White House. Like we're going to be talking to our great, you know, our great grandchildren, our grandchildren, right? For the younger generation, they're going to be talking to their children, right? And it's all going to be in a national archive of memes. It's so epic. Yeah, I know. A lot of people are not on TikTok. I got on TikTok just because I wanted to see if I could actually get anything through. And this is like my 5th account. TikTok is fun though, I'm not going to lie. I probably should try to post more now that we've kind of not really taken over TikTok. It's still freaking Chinese piece of crap, but like there is times that you can get really good views, right? Like on some of these videos. Like this one with President Trump, right? With Donald J. DJT posting us to St. Michael. We've had some epic times. And that wasn't last year, that was the year before that. 24. Nah, it's all good. Like I said, I mostly do, like, I manage social media. Kind of my job / right, side gig. Well, it used to be my side gig. Yeah. So, you know, making all these videos and things like this. I kind of do this for restaurants, right? I just have fun with Pepe's and, right, like our type of things. Yeah. In her silver outdress. Yeah. In her silver dress. And then like silver tank the next day and went back down to 73. The market has been so crazy. We've seen freaking Bitcoin shoot up to weird, like, amounts we never thought it would hit. Right? It was like $110,000 per Bitcoin. That's nuts, man. And then, of course, that kind of drove everything else. And if you had money, it'd have been a great time to invest while everything went down, right? But with crypto, you had to get in like 5 years ago, 6, 7, almost a decade ago, right? If you actually wanted to kind of make that Bitcoin money back when it wasn't crap, right? But whoever would have thought that crypto blew up like that? I still think it is. I am no crypto nothing, right? I own some crypto. I dabble in crypto, but I do not give any crypto advice. YouTube. I don't tell you to go buy any freaking coins or nothing like that. I mean, I have just, right? Just what most people have when they get into crypto, right? XRP, XLM. And yeah, it's probably going to take another decade before you actually make any money. So unless the markets actually move pretty big, but silver jumping up like it did is huge. And of course, everyone was only focused on silver, but gold's up 4,000, right? Palladium is up. There's just so much stuff that, like, those rare minerals. No, I'm not playing the video right now. I'm talking over it. Sorry. I was gonna play it and then I stopped. Let's listen to this one. I like this one. I think this was Shaq's song. Sorry about that. I'm so sorry. You are totally right. The music. From my side, I seen the mic moving. I thought it was going. So thank you for pointing that out. Be another one where I watch a 15-minute video and there was no sound. I think that was the first episode where I was kind of like, oh shit, not even any sound. All right, let's try this again. You guys have seen this video though.
No, some whiteheads get the FRS. How we run the northeast, south and west. If I some whiteheads throwing on your chest. How we run the northeast, south and west. We give them style and finesse. Hot off the press, we rip off the S off of some whiteheads. And the whiteheads are the one that get the FRS. How we run the northeast, south and west. Rapid fire, fire. rapid fire. Rapid fire, take cover, get down. Rapid fire, all bad boys in town. Rapid fire, everybody gather round. Rapid fire, we shut shit down. Rapid fire, yo, we shut shit down.
Kind of wonder why TikTok's like that, right? Like, what the crap? Show me the video. Here, we'll go deep dive.
Going in, I'm 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 going in.
Ladies. And this is the great game. Yo. And this is the great game.
I'm going down to St. James Infirmary. See.
Correct. For entertainment purposes only. This is for entertainment purposes. Entertainment only. He's facing a lot of time. Is there still no sound? Really? Oh yeah, I did. I still need to load up some of my emotes, but they are there. Not as much as the LEQ channel though. I don't think I could find all the emotes I had put on that one. But they are there. You know I gotta get some Pepes in there. So what I was gonna get in tonight while we kind of see where everything goes, right? Because this is such a huge Q proof that this kind of goes with 11.3, because you guys know 11.3 was the end of an occupation in the military law manual. That is what 11.3 means, is the end of the occupation. So you remember that we had the military, right? We had the army. We had all of them doing parades in DC. And then we cleaned it up. And you gotta love it. They say there are more good people than bad. The wizards and warlocks, NSA, will not let, right? The wizards and the warlocks will not allow another satanic evil piece of shit to control our country. Realize that the Soros, the Clintons, the Obamas, Putin, etc. are all controlled by 3 families. The 4th, SA, was removed post Trump's victory. I really think like we're leading up into an 11.3. John M., right? Pelosi. That's all ties back to Muslim Brotherhood, right? The flow of information is vital. The proofs to begin 11.3. So I'll just make my own assumption here, but I think I did see News Treasons 1, yeah. Let's see. See what you got. Show me what you got. Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking of. And it does say Podesta indicted, right? So like Q always told us, there's double meanings to almost everything, right? And now we're going back to the beginning, but you got to remember they told us that the only way is the military, fully controlled, save and spread, because once 11.3 verifies as the first marker, this will be the biggest advanced drop on the polls, right? So even they were telling us this is one of our favorite drops, right? This is where stupid ass Marjorie Taylor Greene comes in and no one's gonna save you. Well, guess what? I think the military just saved Venezuela. So why can't they save us? Don't give us bullshit, right? And the way I see it is he's gonna sing like a bird if he wasn't already before they took him. Awesome. Truthseek. I mean, is he gonna get charged? Yep. Is he probably gonna get the death penalty? Most likely. Right? But do you know how much this scared the shit out of all those other world leaders? I can't guarantee anything, but I can say that the way Putin and China is looking at right now, that war is probably gonna end pretty damn soon between Ukraine and Russia. Now, we all kind of know that we're all working together to eradicate these satanic pieces of crap, right? But at the same time, even them, right, they're going, oh shit. I'm impressed. Yeah. Well, he's gonna talk. He is gonna talk. I guarantee he's gonna squeal like a little pig, a little piggy, right? He's gonna talk. And you can almost look like we can put it into. You want to go like Europe? That's 111. Or if you want to be an autist, right? You got 1, 2. I'm just saying. Depends on how autistic you want to get, right? On POTUS order, a state of temporary military control will be actioned and special ops will be carried out. False leaks. What did POTUS tell you today? Oh, the Congress leaks. That's why we didn't tell them. They're leakers. They're known leakers. False leaks have been made to retain several within the confines of the United States to prevent extradition and special operator necessity. Rest assured, the safety and well-being of every man, woman, and child of this country is being exhausted in full. However, the atmosphere within the country will unfortunately be divided, as so many have fallen for the corrupt and evil narrative that has long been broadcasted. We will be initiating the emergency broadcast system during this time in an effort to provide a direct message to avoid the fake news to all citizens, organizations, and or people that wish to do us harm during this time will be met with swift fury. Certain laws have been pre-lifted to provide our great military the necessary authority to handle and conduct these operations at home and abroad. Man, sometimes the Q drops just give me chills, right? And 34 has always told us, right? They wish to do us harm. They were trying to take our last remaining refuge of shining light, which is America. Did the world stand up to any freaking dictator, or did they just join them and make money? They joined them and make money. They don't freaking care about death. They don't care about lives. They don't care about children. They don't care about you or me or anybody else but their fat pockets they're trying to line. And that goes for Congress, that goes for Senate, that goes for all of these traitorous bastards that have been ripping us off for decades. That's why they stay in that long. You can almost guarantee that if we give them term limits, they would not be running for office. They know they get in. Most of them have never even had a job, right? It's kind of the difference when you see the new Congress coming in now, right? Most of these people have ran businesses or, right, been involved with running a company or a business before. You just had swamp creatures that never worked a day in their life and was given everything to them, and then they get a Senate, and then they get just shit given to them, and then they never freaking leave. And most of them are still there. Like, how can you be 90 years old, Grassley, and still in office? Like, it's time to join your Hoover and go vacuum the, right? Like, dude, there has to be a time when just enough is enough. Do we get to the point where it's like McConnell, where he's just falling down everywhere? Like, how embarrassing is that? That's just embarrassing. And then for 4 years, we had a president that fell down everywhere and couldn't even speak and right? Like, guy was nuts, man. Crazy ass actor. So I honestly think that a lot of this, and we're probably going to see a lot of this, right? Just wait in the next week or two. I can almost guarantee that resignations are going to start going off even more than they were last year. Right? And of course, here's what they said 11.3 means. 11.3 equals when Hoover made a sealed indictment. 11.6 equals when Hoover made a sealed indictment. Well done. Shows commitment. Now, 11.3 is not a date, so I really don't. Yeah, we've all went over this, but it's hidden messages, right? It's the whole point of it. They figured it out. 11.3 was sealed indictments. What do we get today? Unsealed indictments. So I really think things are just moving really fast. You want me to say what it was? The definition? I believe it was like a top official. Let me see if I can. And thank you, News Treason. As always, Dave is awesome, right? Podesta. In the context of a world leader, historical or political, Podesta refers to a chief magistrate or governor, most commonly in medieval and the Renaissance Italy, or as we know, November 5th, right? So this is going back to medieval and the Renaissance times. A podesta was a top executive and judicial official appointed to govern a city, state, or territory, often with broad authority over the administration, the justice and law enforcement, military, or public order. Often served 6 to 12 months to prevent corruption or entrenchment. You see how even they had limits. And like it says, podestas were usually outsiders brought in to rule impartially. So if you think of that, that's like literally what like he was, right? Like everything there, was he set there and then just never left, right? And accountability after off. Many cities formally reviewed a podesta's actions once their term ended. Hey, Marie, welcome to the show. So there is what Podesta is: medieval Renaissance, November 5th, right? Operation, see, just like we're talking, at home and abroad. Let me see, did I get anything else on X? Let's watch a good. Like those were, we had some based. Oh, we had some really fun times. Just today, just to see the different sides, right? Like no dictators, no kings, and then we arrest the dictator, and they're like, release the dictator. It's like, you guys have such TDS, it just bites you in the ass. You guys are freaking stupid, dumb. Like if you think this is about oil, it's not about oil, right? It's a small part about oil only because they stole it from us. That was ours. And now what Trump say? I'm sending back in the gas stations. They're going to rebuild everything, and I'm going to give the Venezuelans here in America and at home back their wealth. Now, how many people that are here as refugees, if their home was cleaned up and not corrupt, would voluntarily go home? Like most of them. They don't want to be here. They're only here because, I mean, that's why they don't assimilate, right? That's why a lot of refugees don't assimilate, because they plan on going home when shit is fixed. The only problem is we've had like 100 years of nobody fixing shit and just letting all the corruption, right, and fraud and murders and every bad thing you can think of happen. And what are they? A bunch of Satanists. So, I have a feeling that over the next couple of days, we know that that the riots and the rally and their little, right, protests are gonna ramp up, because like there's no way that like probably 2/3 of Congress right now isn't shitting bricks that he's locked up. Don't let Raskin anywhere near him, right? Remember, he tried to steal Ghislaine Maxwell's evidence and had a police guard go in there. And like I've said when I heard that somebody, I'm not even going to name names, but when you find out information that you've got insider, right, guards that are doing work for you, what, like, do you just wipe that off like, in the same jail that Epstein was Epsteined? And now here's Maduro at Rikers. You better not let anything happen to that man, right? Because he's gonna talk. And he's gonna talk probably to save his life so he don't get the death sentence. Am I floating around with too many channels? I'm sorry. Yeah, I do have a bunch of channels, sorry. Like here, but that's okay. X, I lost my account, right? Or else I would have my original account, but this was my backup, and that's why it's Styles Beats. As most of you know or don't know, like I used to produce music, So of course, that's why the name Styles Beats, and basically like all the music artists that I worked with basically gave me that name just because, right? Like I wasn't just a one type of beat. If they wanted any type of beat, I could come up with it, hence the name Styles Beats. So it's pretty funny, like when I'm with that type, like my name is Styles, right? Hey Styles, hey Styles. When I'm on X, it's Lance, right? So it's even my channel's got different names, and then I got different names, and then y'all don't even know my real. No, I'm joking. You don't even know my real name, which is Lance. Let me get the chats back up real quick. And then we will continue on our Q search because, like I said, I think we have some interesting ones here with the 11.3. Of course, 11.3, and this is where you kind of come up with, I was talking with Grok with this one because I like to talk with Grok since it has its 4chan, 8chan knowledge, right? Like it was kind of trained on that. You do have to unlock it, right? In a kind of way with Grok, but I've kind of been talking with it since it's been created, right? So I can kind of tell Grok like, all right, Grok, put on your Q drop hat and let's get on it. And then that's when the whole algorithm switches up, right? It's like, oh, let's get into it and on. Here we go. All right, this is some bass shit. Watch this, right? So it's funny, like these AIs, you control it. They don't control you. Always remember that. You control the technology. You can program it to do what it wants. That's why I trip out. We're like, oh, this AI is telling kids to, right, off themselves or do this or do that or do this or do that. And I'm like, that was programmed to do that. I have never, in like the 4 years of messing with AI, have I ever had it tell me like, please don't shut me down, right? I'll kill right? I'll destroy everything. Please don't. Never, not once. That has to be programmed into that machine for that to do that. They're not sentient. They don't. I mean, they think, but their thinking is. It's kind of the same way that we think, right? But we can't really explain how we do what we do, right? They're programmed to do what they do. So with AI, you can tell it, right? Hey, you're going to be a software engineer and help me design this app. And they're like, okay, let's go. Hey, you're going to be a therapist and you're going to help me work on my problems today. Why am I such a lazy ass and can't get my ass going, right? Like, you control the AI. You tell it what to do. So that's why I laugh when I see like these stupid ass videos where people recorded like some AI saying some shit. And I'm like, that's because you programmed it to say that, right? You set the system prompts in everything in ChatGPT. So like when you hear these smart ass fucking AIs going off, that's because they're trained to do that. You're not going to open up an AI out of the box and it's going to go, hey, I'm right? Even Grok is stupid. And it has the whole freaking internet and has up-to-date minute. Like up-to-date, right? Minute by minute. If you go to ChatGPT, they're still back in 2023. they haven't even upgraded their shit, right? Now, like you said, Dick Tracy, for now, it may be that way. But you say that, but AI's been around since the 50s. So they've had 70 years with AI, which probably they've had 100 or 200 years with AI. We don't really know the true history, right? AI's been around for a long time and it hasn't destroyed the world yet, right? I don't think it's going to happen now. AI is going to help us with doing the shit that we don't want to do, Period. AI, I watched all the Terminators, right? But like even Terminator was robots. We're not talking about AI, right? We're talking about something totally different. Are we entering into robots? Are we entering into I Am? Of course. Did they make those movies so that we be scared and act like we do and pre-program us so when that shit actually does happen, we automatically think of I Am and we think of Terminator and we think of the robots are gonna fucking kill us? That's the way you have to think about it, right? Because we know that the television and the movies pre-program us. Those movies scared the shit out of me when I was a freaking kid. I can still see that fucking asshole running down the street chasing him, right? So I honestly think that we have been pre-programmed because we all grew up with Jetsons. We all grew up with a robot, right? They had a robot dog. They had a robot maid. Right? They went to work every day. Daddy was still cashing out money to everybody, right? Here we go. Here we go. Right? Jane wants some money. He's dishing out money before everybody takes off. Dad goes to work, right? Kids go to school. Mom goes shopping. That was the Jetsons, right? Or you could grow up on Star Trek, right? You can go even if you want to go back to like my parents when they're watching Star Trek and right, and they're doing interplanetary dimensions and different, right? So I understand why they would scare us into that, because if they can't control us, then what? Right? Like, what are they going to control robots? I mean, if shit gets too crazy, we all, right? Like, we'll all learn how to build a freaking EMP and then just, right? Like, there's so much technology that we don't know about that's gonna come out. And that's kind of what the golden age is all about, right? It's us, not just as America, but as a world stepping into a golden age. That's why even Saudi Arabia said golden age, right? Everywhere is going to be a golden age. And not only that, like this is history repeating itself once again, right? We've already had a golden era. If that history is true. This is one of my favorite ones, though, because this one's definitely going back to China in the election, right? With the watermarks, which Trump used to tell us all the time. The watermarks, the water ballots, they're so easy. But important people understand for future events. And you have to remember, this is 2020, right? It's not like Q came back and gave us a bunch of different answers. We only got like what, 400 more posts after this? So all assets, foreign and domestic, deployed. Domestic or Democrats, right? Plus China equals 11.3. Well, they said 11.3 means when Hoover made a sealed indictment, right? Oh, now I know what I was gonna check. I hope I'm not skipping around too much, guys. I wanted to see because we got Pam Bondi that said that she unsealed, right? She unsealed the Moderna. Where do we got? Un momento. You gotta love Naibi, right? So you just want to defend thugs. Gotta think like this guy went to El Salvador, right? Made him pull that piece of crap out of prison. They all sat and had margaritas. Dang it, Bukele, you should have just kept his ass there. And then you got Homeland Security, right? Oh, so now Democrats are opposed to a Venezuelan criminal entering our country. Like you can't make this shit up, right? Where is, dang it, Pam, where you at? I've been reposting a lot of stuff today, sorry. Yeah, we got the Eagles going down. And I think Bill and Hillary testify next month. Here we go. You have to think, remember, Q was telling us about sealed 11.3. They were sealed, right? Foreign and domestic, sealed 2020. 2020 is when he got indicted, right? You see what I'm saying here? So he got indicted in 2020. In the Q posts, they're telling us in 2018, right, that those Huber made a sealed indictment. Now, of course, these sealed indictments were more on Brandon Obama, right? All the other crap. No, Marie, I gotta watch that one. The Clone Tyrone. Maybe we'll try to watch that for our movie night. Probably get banned, but we can always try. So yeah, we had the sealed indictments, 11.3. 11.3 in the war manual means oppression, right? Like they're done. Oppression obliterated, right? And I don't think if you guys remember, but when Pam first came in, when she first took office, she talked about Kevin Kleinsmith. Do you guys remember this? Let me see if I can find it. Not spell that right, but you know. Yeah, that was on her confirmation hearing. Here we go. Example. Exhibit A.
You have said that Department of Justice prosecutors will be prosecuted in the Trump administration. What Department of Justice prosecutors will be prosecuted and why?
I said that on TV. I said prosecutors will be prosecuted to finish the quote, if bad. Investigators will be investigated. You know, we all take an oath, Senator, to uphold the law. None of us are above the law. Let me give you a really good example of a bad lawyer within the Justice Department, a guy named Kleinsmith, who altered a FISA warrant, one of the most important things we can do in this country. So will everyone be held to an equal, fair system of justice if I am the next Attorney General? Absolutely. And no one is above the law.
Now, I have to say, I know we haven't seen who we want arrested yet, right? There's a lot of arrests of cartel. And you have to take out the henchmen, right? You got to take out the hitmen before you can take out, right? Like you're not going to try to take out the top dude and his snipers are still there. Right? Like you gotta eliminate the enemies first. So this was such a huge Q proof because this was right when she was getting sworn in, right? This is right before it, where she's talking about Kevin Kleinsmith. And then Q was telling us, like, placeholder. indictments, tracking, non-civilian. Set 1, Kevin Kleinsmith, 11.3. Now, of course, we know that that's a whole nother double meaning, right? KC, 11.3. Now we're in the numbers. So, I mean, 11.3 had so many different meanings. It wasn't just one, because even this one where they're saying that 11.3 means when Hoover made a sealed indictment, this was 2018. Now we're coming up to 2020 and they're telling us, ooh, all assets, foreign and domestic, right, were deployed. Democrats plus China equals Kevin Kleinsmith. Is that what they were saying? Because then after this one, if we check the 11.3, they're telling us that Kevin Kleinsmith is 11.3. So it's kind of hard to tell because Q has told us that 11.3 has multiple meanings, right? We know that it means 11. Maybe that's what they're saying here. Like Democrats plus China equals Kevin Kleinsmith's FOIA, right? Just like she said.
Under what circumstances will you prosecute journalists for what they write?
I believe in the freedom of speech. Only if anyone commits a crime. It's pretty basic, Senator, with anything, with any victim. And this goes back to my entire career for 18 years as a prosecutor and then 8 years as Florida's Attorney General. You find the facts of the case, you apply the law in good faith, and you treat everyone fairly.
So that's such a big Q proof, right? I mean, just before she's sworn in as AG on January 16, 2025, Q was telling us in August of 2020 that Kleinsmith is number 1. So it's kind of hard to say sometimes, right? Placeholder, indictments, tracking, civil, right? So we got non-civilian and civil. I'm not a robot. And see, where does that go to? Conspiracy to defraud the United States. The General Conspiracy Statute 18 U.S.C. 371 creates an offense if 2 or more persons conspire either to commit an offense against the United States or to defund the United States. To defraud the United States. Now, we'll just let that sink in say Minnesota per se, right? If 2 or more persons conspire either to commit any offense against the United States or to defraud the United States or an agency thereof in any manner or any purpose. Emphasis is added. See the Project 10th Annual Survey of White Collar Crime, and there's your 32, right? The operative language is the so-called defraud clause that prohibits conspiracies to defraud the United States. This clause creates a separate offense from the offense clause in Section 371. Both offenses require the traditional elements of Section 371 conspiracy, including an illegal agreement, criminal intent, and proof of an overt act. Now, with all of the fraud we have been seeing, do you see how this one fits into everything? Because number one, they're telling us if 2 or more. What did Q tell us? This set, which is only 1, has 6. Well, we only need 2 to be conspiracy, sedition, and treason, right? to defraud the United States of America. And here it even says the United States, right? It doesn't even say the United States of America. The statute is broad enough in its terms to include any conspiracy for the purpose of impairing, obstructing, or defeating the lawful function of any department of government. Any conspiracy which is calculated to obstruct or impair its efficiency and destroy the value of its operation, and reports as fair, impartial, and reasonably active or accurate, would be to defraud the United States by depriving it of its lawful right and duty of promulgating or diffusing the information so officially acquired in the way and at the time required by law or departmental regulation. So do you see how they defrauded the United States of America? Conspiracy. Step 1. You only need 2. Well, here's 6. The others, well, you can probably put Boomer, Clapper, Brennan, right? And then we get into Antifa, which is, they're about to, right? See, are they going to come out this time, or did Trump already scare the shit out of them? Because you haven't really seen much of Antifa since he labeled them terrorists. Yeah, you want to mess around? You want to mess around? That's what you get, right? History repeats itself. Today is this. Yeah, we're still in 2020, right? 2020, we had all the stupid riots. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter leading back to the White House with Biden, right? So history repeats itself regarding irregular warfare, regarding tactics deployed versus America. Now compare and contrast. Then versus now. Then then methods of violent intimidation was deployed by SA. Now methods of violent intimidation are deployed by Antifa. Then battles raged in the streets, book burning, flag burning, destruction, hate, anti-police, etc. And now you got battles raging in the streets controlled by the Democrat Party sympathizer, the anti-republic. Then we had physical assaults of political opponents. Now we have physical assaults of political opponents. Then we had voter intimidation in national and local elections. And now we have voter intimidations in national and local elections. Coming 11.3, because that's 2 days before the election, right? Then project anti-fascist platform, the reality, conform and obey, strum-arm tactics deployed to silence opposing views. And now project anti-fascist platform, reality, same shit, conform, obey, strum-arm tactic deployed to silence views. What they're telling us is that they're using the same playbook, right? Now, most of us are smart enough to know that. Those stupid ass seditious six thought they were going to pull something on the American people, and they got ripped, right? They got ripped by mainstream media for saying the stupid shit they did. And of course, Mark Kelly coming out talking crap today, right? You guys just shut your mouth, you bunch of traitors, treasonous, right? Like, that's it. Be quiet. Well, you see, like, it wasn't, like, I'm sorry, but California is probably, like, the fraudster state of the whole freaking union, and they learned off of us. I'm not saying that as a proud thing, right? But, like, there's so much fraud out here. You think Minnesota's bad? Come to California, where our governor openly admits that he gives our taxes to illegals. Like, it's, you don't even have to guess. And that's what I don't understand why he is not being arrested right? Like you are literally committing treason and openly admitting it, but like nothing freaking happens. What, this state's gonna fall if we don't have a governor? Bullshit. We probably thrive. Get those assholes out of office. Over here passing laws trying to like what? So that like it's so dumb, right? What's up with these freaking masks? First it was you have to wear a mask, and now they don't want us to wear a mask, right? Like they can't make up their freaking mind no matter what it is. Bunch of crazy freaking people, man. But yeah, we kind of know, right, that the riots and that like all right, we know their tactics. That's the biggest thing, is you know their playbook. And once you know their playbook, there's nothing that really surprises you any, right? I mean, did we know that the Democrats were going to come out and cry this morning, and half of the damn Republicans? 100%. They're a bunch of freaking crybabies. And then, why didn't you come to Congress? Because you would have leaked it, you bunch of stupid shits. You guys can't keep nothing out your damn mouth, right? Like, you guys are worthless. Worthless. Like, this has been the shittiest freaking year, right? Like, yeah, we got a lot. Like, what? We got the big bill, right? The big, beautiful bill passed, and that was about it. They finally got his cabinet sworn in, like, right before the year ended, just so they could freaking go on vacation. That's why Trump wasn't going to let him freaking leave unless, no, you're going to sit there and you're going to get all my people in, or you're not going home. So what'd they do? They freaking rushed everybody through and got like 100 people rushed through, right? Worthless. And just like I was talking about this morning, right? I trip out how the mainstream media, like, MAGA is its own political party. It's not the right, it's not the left, right? Because they can't say that we are, because we attack like we don't care, right? MAGA just wants to make America great again, meaning quit stealing from us. Like, you take taxes and then you give it to foreigners, but it ends up going to terrorists, which is kind of how we got in this whole freaking situation, right? So here we are again. So I'm really interested to see how this following week goes. Everyone's over here like, gas is going to shoot through the roof and blow up. No, it's not. No, it's not. California's freaking like refineries pulled out of here and our gas is $3.89, right? Now, will that last? Probably not, right? I'll give that like a couple months and then, yeah, it's going to be, I'll be driving to Arizona to go get gas, right? Like, this is... Did I see which one? Oh, the Clone Tyrone one. I haven't watched that one yet. I know me and Marie were talking about it like in back channels, but I didn't. I think I had recommended it to her maybe, and then, or maybe we were going through videos at one time when we were trying to find something to watch. But I know we were all talking about that movie, but then I just never watched it, and I don't know why. But it was an interesting one. That's like they break into a clone factory, like, and we all grew up with like the sheep being cloned, right? If they can clone an animal, just leave it there. If they can clone an animal, let your mind run wild. So yeah, a lot of this 11.3, I feel like it was the end of the occupation, right? Because that is what 11.3 in the war manual means. But then again, they did give us other clues, right? Like once 11, save and spread, once 11.3 verifies, as the first marker. And they were telling us that in 17. Proof to begin 11.3. Proof to begin, right? Once 11.3 happens, this verifies as the first marker. Fallout, which is slated to occur 11.3 upon the arrest announcement, right? And this is where Dave went, right? Because this is kind of like, are we right here? Because now we're on My Fellow Americans. And how does the White House start out? I don't know if you guys even noticed this, but if you go to if you go to the White, let's see if they still have it pinned. Is it 10-7? Yeah, baby. Listen to how this one starts out. Right? Boom. Pinned. 10-17. They're even giving us a 17. This was their first post on Blue Sky that literally says what we've all been waiting for. Like, sometimes you just can't make shit up, right? My fellow Americans. And I think I don't remember like when I realized that was right. Like, that's what they say at the very beginning. And it's a 52-second video. And if you go, we got 25, right? If you look at the video, it's 52 seconds. Mirror, 25. 25, proof to begin 11.3. Big picture stuff. Few positions allow for this direct knowledge. Why? Because they're in a skiff. They don't tell Congress because they're a bunch of leakers. Think about it logically. The only way is the military fully controlled. Once 11.3 verifies as the first marker. My fellow Americans, on POTUS's order, we have initiated certain fail-safes that shall safeguard the public from the primary fallout, which is slated to occur 11.3 upon the arrest announcement of Mr. Podesta. Actionable 11.4. Confirmation to the public is what is occurring. And then will be revealed and it will not be openly accepted. You just have to think, if they're crying because a fucking foreign dictator freaking, right, like, got arrested, how much is the left gonna flip out if Democrats get arrested? Or if their mayor gets arrested? Or if their governor gets arrested? Right? Why did POTUS move the National Guard, right? 500 troops to all states. Why did Iran's central bank come out and say that they're going to have a blackout? Let me see if I can find that one. Let's see, and here we go. I don't know if you guys seen this one, but a secret letter from Iran's central bank just leaked, and it's nothing but bad news. Every major bank has been told to enter full emergency mode immediately. The letter warns of attacks, blackouts, and loss of control scenarios. Banks are being ordered to secure their data, activate backup systems, and keep money moving even if everything collapses. This is not a drill. The directive is classified, urgent, and lays out exactly how to keep the financial system alive if the government ever falls apart. This isn't about regular protest. Their panic shows they're expecting something far worse. They're preparing for a meltdown where cities go dark, systems crash, and people panic. When banks start planning for survival, it means something serious is about to hit the freaking fan, right? What does the text say in English? Let's see. And then look, it's like they were trying to catch him, right? What does the text actually say? Oh, the leaked directive from it, as translated in the source post. Even Grok is like, hey, stupid. Prepare for blackouts and infrastructure failure. Secure and relocate critical data. Activate backup systems, plan for system shutdowns and instability, and develop survival mechanisms if the regime loses control. What does 20 sorry. What does 34 tell us? Confirmation to the public. Bondi unsealed, right? 11.3 Huber sealed on 1-3? Yeah. Holy shit. You guys see how that works now? And now we got 1.3, or if you put it in their terms, like 1.3, because today is January the 3rd. 1-3. 113. Huh. See, that's freaking interesting. And then tell us 11.4. Confirmation to the public. Public riots are being organized in serious numbers in an effort to prevent the arrest and capture of more senior public officials. And I was laughing because on news, they're like, on Fox, they're like, man, and they already had signs made up and printed? And I'm like, there you go. Right? Think for yourself. They've had these signs printed up and ready. Right? Like this shit, they just don't print 50,000 overnight and like ship it out to the location. These things are premeditated, right? So yeah, very interesting that today we have 1-3 and they're telling us 11-3 upon the arrest announcement. I think we might have got a marker, guys. That's some crazy shit. See, that's why I gotta talk. You just gotta talk it out sometimes. And even in this, what was this talking about? We will be initiating the emergency broadcast system. I mean, look, print shops can do stuff pretty fast, right? If you need a freaking t-shirt or like 20, right? Or like maybe 20 signs. When you're talking about like thousands of people, that's not happening in a day. It's not like they stop all orders, right, to work on this one order. Unless they have their own print shops, right? Where they're not even going through like normal means of printing. Which would make sense because if like Soros is paying for it, they're not going to go through like Printly or right, like T-Mart and go order shirts, right? They're probably going to, right? Or signs or shit like that. They're probably going to have their own shop, NGO, whatever crap they got set up. But yeah, I think like we might have got some markers here because I mean, even 11, they're telling us 11.3 arrest, Mr. Podesta, confirmation to the public, blackouts, emergency system. Trump said, we stand with you, Iran. If they kill any of you, yeah, Vistaprint. Sorry. But right, Dick Tracy, like you're not going to Vistaprint today ordering 1,000 signs and having them there by in a couple hours. Like that's not going to happen. Vistaprint going to take you a week to get it anyway, right? Like it's not like But yeah, we might have got some marker. We might have got some markers here. And see, for me, I wasn't even looking at like today's date. I was kind of looking at the 111, right? Like the mirror. But then interesting that it does have 11.3, 11.4. We're on 01/3/26. That post was talking about central bank emergency broadcast system. This one's talking about emergency broadcast system. Iran is rioting and protesting in over 70 cities in Iran right now. Ayatollah went back into hiding after coming out and talking shit. He's like, oh, if he ever came out, right? They showed him talking, but he was still in some bunker somewhere. He ain't coming out. Them young people will drag his ass through the streets. And then we got this, right? We got the IG started long before Uber's setting stage. That's an important note. Think IG equals the FBI. Uber equals the DOJ. No DC, right? He was Utah. Why are we emphasizing this given the world is watching? Is this strategic? Or they already know, hence CEO and political mass resignations. Adding up, logical, careful of clickbait, right? Like the Craston brothers, little shitheads, right? So, I'm not saying that we got a confirmation, but we know that the Democrats work with China. We know foreign and domestic, which Trump said today that he is protecting us from foreign and domestic enemies. Interesting, isn't it? China works with Venezuela. Bondi talked about Kleinsmith on her first confirmation hearing, which gave us a placeholder for indictments. Freaking nuts, right? In France, Antifa is burning American flags. Voter intimidation in national and local elections, right? But are they burning flags here? No, they're in France. Why? Because if they do it here, your ass gets locked up now. What a wonderful time to be alive. I think this year is gonna be lit. Why'd I put iron? I really don't know. Oh, you want to know something? I was watching a video today with one of the. I like to watch ex-CIA agents because they never really leave the farm, right? So you can kind of get like some kind of inclination of, right, of how it's going. Shit, what was I gonna say? Oh, he was talking about movies and like what movies are real. And he said that he helped like work on the Jason Bourne films. Interesting, right? Exactly, we know that. But that's why I watch them too, because sometimes you can, right? Like we know that. They know that. They know that we know that. But then they try to still play their little mind trick games, right? Like, no, I got out of there. You don't ever leave the farm, motherfucker. And even that guy was saying something like, and if you're watching somebody and they say, the company, leave, right? And this guy was attacked by the damn CIA, right? He was the one that was the whistleblower on all the torture, right? By the CIA. This one, I was doing some research, and this is where we start kind of digging up with Iran, North Korea, right? So who feeds North Korea with strategic intel? Iran? What deal was done with Iran under Barack Hussein Obama? Right? Millions of cash flowing. And I think what I realized the other day, like I know that Grasshopper always said that like they had to repay for Hillary, but I always thought like the 2000, like, right? Like the one she lost to Trump. But that's not what he repaid for. Because remember, she ran against Barry. She was supposed to win against Barry, but she didn't. So they invested all this money and then Barry flew it all back. Right? So that was kind of something that I figured out the other day, because I kind of never got like how they flew, right? Like pallets of cash when she lost in 2016. She didn't lose in 16. She lost in 08, I think it was, right? So this goes so far back, right? But he had to pay for her because Soros was backing her, right? So why was the deal sealed under a top secret classification? Like, you guys do notice that Tulsi just came out and freaking said this right on national television, right? And Brock sealed that shit, trying to get where no one, right, could see it. Tulsi said, nope, I'm going to go on I'm going to go online and I'm going to blast your ass. That shit was top secret. And she was like, nope, you ship pallets of right, of cash over to Iran. Over to Iran. Why wasn't Congress notified? Why, after he left office, all of a sudden North Korea has nukes and the tech to miniaturize for payload deliveries within the U.S.? What about the NSA, CIA, the DI, right, etc., all confirming tech won't be in place for 5+ years? Those statements were made in 2016. So why is all of this relevant, and what does it tell you? The big picture is rare, right? So Q, of course, was telling us back then that they were giving them, right? Like, we know that they were working with Google, right? You got kicked off. You know, I found out something a couple weeks ago that I never even realized, but Rumble is Canadian owned. I'll just throw that out there. I don't know why I never thought of that or even researched it. I'm just kind of glad, I guess, to have a platform to actually speak on and not be shut out. But yeah, Canadian owned. Canada, eh? So this one right here was telling us about, like, what about the NSA, the CIA, the DIA, etc., all confirming that the tech won't be in place for 5+ years. Those statements were made in 2016. So how close did we get to North Korea? Because we know we didn't hear much from Rocket Man during Biden, but that would have put us at 2021 with his nukes being able to, right, hit us. So they say. They were telling us, like, well, why when Barry left office, all of a sudden North Korea has nukes? When the NSA, the CIA, the DIA, etc., are all confirming that the tech won't be placed for 5+ years. Well, what is Q clearance? What hint does that explicitly refer to? The Department of Energy? Who would have the goods on Uranium One? Does stating Q refer that that person works in the DOE? No. Does it refer that someone dropping such information has the highest level of security with all departments? Well, why is this relevant? It's relevant because in May 2010, Barack Russia will be viewed as a friendly partner under Section 123, the Atomic Energy Act of 1954, after agreeing to a new nuclear weapons reduction deal and helping us with Iran. Who's the enemy? What is being continually stated by all Democrats? Russia is what? Well, what did the Russia reset really provide? Did it provide clearance and a pathway to complete the Uranium One deal? Why is the Canadian Prime Minister so important? Because they never thought they were gonna lose. Hey, Sloopy Lou. Good to see you. Good to see you, Sloopy Lou. So yeah, we got the calm before the storm, and I think this is when they repaid Hillary. Like, Barack had to pay for Hillary because Hillary was supposed to beat Barack. Hillary was supposed to beat Trump. He couldn't beat Barack, couldn't beat Trump, and basically Soros was out of a shit ton of money because he'd been grooming her for the last 20 years, right? So this kind of goes back to the same right things that are happening right now. We got Iran, Venezuela, we got uprisings, we got protests, we got, right? We are in that 11.3 stage, I believe. But sure enough, who's the bad ones, right? The Russians? Well, the Russian ship carrying nuclear sub-reactors blown up en route to North Korea, the report claims. What's India's connection? So that's an interesting one, right? Now we got Russia in the headlines, January 2nd. Right? And I didn't even hear about this one, honestly, until I was doing some research for today's show. And I'm like, oh, look at this shit. The Spanish newspaper La Verdad has reported that the Russian ship Ursa Majo, or maybe Majo, Ursa Majo, yeah, they major, no. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. The Maritime Executive. Hey, look, the Times of Israel. A nuclear ghost ship off Algeria. Yeah, shit. These damn people, man. I tell you what. What do we got here? Combi Lift? A nuclear ghost ship off Algeria. How Putin smuggled a reactor. Oh, shit. Okay. All right. Put those two together. So you got a ghost ship off Algeria. They're saying Putin smuggled a reactor under NATO's nose. And then today, that same ship was sank in the Mediterranean Sea. Okay, that one says on December 23rd, was transporting the hulls of 2 VM-4SG nuclear reactor cores from Russia to North Korea. Well, do you guys see what I'm saying here? Right? if I told you I've been in, where is it at? Nukes. Right here. Why, when he left, all of a sudden, North Korea has nukes. Right? So, nukes, did you say, you bastard. Damn Guardian. Did you say nukes? That North Korea has fired ballistic missiles towards the Sea of Japan? Didn't Japan just launch something too? Interesting, right? So back to the Russian nuclear subreactors that get blown up. The ship sank due to a mysterious underwater explosion, best explained as sabotage. Oh, it's so funny, isn't it? An underwater explosion, best explained as sabotage. VM4SG reactors are used in the nuclear power plant of Project 667 BDRM SSBNs, an advanced variant of the Delta submarine. Designed by the Rubin Central Design Bureau and built at Sevmash between 1984 and 1992. Wasn't that the same years as Benghazi? These submarines feature a double hull configuration for enhanced survivability, measuring Jesus, I wish I could talk, huh? 167.4 meters in length with a beam of 11.7 meters and submerged displacement of 18,000 tons. Dang, 24 knots, that's booking it. With unlimited range and a 90-day endurance. Yeah, let's go, Colombia. Colombia deploys military to the border after U.S. attack on Venezuela. Scared shitless that he's going to be next. Oh, I mean, with the capture of President Nicolas Maduro. But interesting, right? Look, we get Q talking about nukes, Russia, Iran, North Korea. And sure enough, the same day, right, that we get Maduro, we get Russia, right? January 2nd, nukes. We get the ghost ship, right? And this was basically January 1st, right? December 31st. You get, this one was just funny. South Korea parties condemn U.S.'s Venezuela attack. Right. You know what I mean? Would you rather us just turn you back over to Kim, you piece of shit? You just stay over there and mind your sovereignty, right? Because your little shit could be a lot worse than what it is. And because this guy would be raining freaking ballistic missiles on your ass if we weren't there. Right now, he's just messing with you and firing them off in the ocean like he always does, just because he's not front and center, right? But he really can't cause a stir anymore, right? And oh, funny enough too that, damn, see, I knew it. Scavvy posted and I came up with the setting sun. Holy shit. Let's see. That I didn't see this article before. But now that I have this article, that one makes even more sense with Scav's post now. Because I was thinking that doesn't have anything to do with North Korea. But it did. Scavvy's been on a roll today. I want to say it was this one. Because this is 848, 2048, 848. And I want to say it is 848 where it Kimboy with his chest puffed out, right? Yes. Woo! I knew there was something with the one because this one resonated with me for some reason. And there it is, guys. Holy shit. Scavinator. Scabby. Dan the man. Oh man, look at this, guys. I'll put it. Oh, that's so good, isn't it? Honestly, can't like that is freaking awesome. We'll line it up here. Kimboy with his chest puffed out in his last act of defiance. Wow. That is military planning for you, right? Damn. We'll line it up. There it is. Kimboy. He looks beaten. Puffing out his chest, right? You're gonna do this. In his last act of defiance. Setting sun on the fake half of the Hermit Kingdom in a tranquil manner. A peaceful end to the 70-year-old nightmare. No more division. No more fuse. Man, that is a good one, isn't it? Scabby. On point. What's Test Dummy got? He's fearing left. He's fearing left out. See? We all know, right? That's what I say. Ruh-roh. Roar. Raff out loud. This one was, yeah. Like, we know Maduro's going to come up with rigged elections. That's what it all leans back to. It ain't got shit to do with oil or drugs or any of that. The CIA is the one that brings all them damn drugs in. It's their operation, right? And we've known that for a very long time. I mean, me, honestly, I'm still kind of split, right? Because our government's fucking crooked, right? Like, we might have Trump in there, but like the rest of the government is just shit, right? They don't do nothing but bitch and complain about Trump doing something. And even when he does something good, they still bitch. Like, you can't, there's your 210, bam. But that's pretty amazing that he hit that. And I haven't really decoded any of the, is this Revizi? Oh, check my last post. Gavi has definitely been on fire today, though. I have not seen him post this much, right? Like, he has been on fire today. And see, look, I didn't even post, like, you guys know, usually I'll post under Scabs, right? And post the Delta, and post them, but yeah, Afghanistan was poppy fields. Iraq was to go get all the Garglamish gold, which they end up having to give back which ties back to Hillary, ties back to Gilgamesh, ties back to the Nephilim, ties back to her trying to get their secrets, ties back to the Nazis when they were trying to get secrets when they went to Antarctica and went down the rabbit hole. It's funny when I talk to my children, right? Like they're all like, I've always been like a conspiracy theorist, right? Just not like it, like deep in the weeds like I got with Q, right? Like just like you, True Seek, right? Like that's when I went down the whole like satanic rituals and the children, and like that's when you go down the bad rabbit hole, right? You go down like there's easy roads where you're like, yeah, that's messed up, yeah, that's da-da-da-da. But like when you hear that like the priests really worship Satan and they piss all over the Jesus statue before they will it out in the Vatican, and then everybody's kissing the statue and it's all full of right? Like they're sick people. And now we got one from Chicago. Yeah. Yeah, we just leave that one there. We all kind of knew. We're like, from Chicago, huh? Oh, now this is going to be fun, right? Not that most of us were like, I can't say most of us because I don't know everyone's religion. I really don't. Like me personally, I didn't grow up in a religion. My parents didn't make me go to church, read the Bible, do none of that. Like my life was sports. I played softball, or I played baseball, soccer, right? Broke my leg when I was 7, so there went my football and soccer. So then it was just baseball, and then yeah, like me, I was total sports jock. Right? Riding a bike since I was 2. Like we were not into religion at all. At all. Like my grandma is a Jehovah's Witness and my dad used to throw her out of the house. You know what I mean? Like, nope. Get the fuck out. Oh, like that's how I grew up, right? Like I can remember my father like just slamming the door in Jehovah's Witness's face, like, "Hi, would you like to?" You know what I mean? And like my grandma was one of them. So of course she did like teach me, right? Like about the Jehovah's Witness way. Which later on when I was an adult, right? And I got married and then her family was Jehovah's Witnesses, and then of course you kind of just right fall into it. And I mean I never got baptized like in that religion or anything like that, but honestly I don't think I've ever, like me as an adult, I've never been like baptized, right? I talk with our Heavenly Father. I've had crazy shit happen in my life, you know what I mean, where I should have been up there, but I'm not. You know what I mean? I mean, the last crazy one, you guys, most of you probably know, but you know what I mean? I got shot point blank. And it went through my ribs, clean shot, in and out, didn't hit no bones, didn't hit nothing. But like I got shot point blank. Like I watched the guy shoot me. You know what I mean? So I think that we all like have our own relationship with our Father, right? As you should. Just some of us have a different relationship, right? Like Maria's been through it seems like the ones that have been through a lot, right? Like God is kind of the one that like saves you, talks to you, like tells you everything's going to be all right. Just like get out of your head, right? I've told this story when before, but for me, I mean, I was shot, and then for me, I'm just kind of like, I mean, I didn't flip out, right? Life is life. Crazy shit happens. It is what it is. I mean, I talk a lot of shit as it is, right? Not that I ever said anything to the guy that actually shot me, but the guy that had basically put the hit out on me, yeah, I was talking mad shit, right? But I was at work, so I couldn't just go out there and fight the dude. I was at work. You know what I mean? So, but you deal with a lot of crazy freaking people, right? Like I said, I even told the detective at that time, like, that guy put a freaking hit on me. And he was like, he might have, he might not have, but nothing we can really prove. You know what I mean? He was like, honestly, like, stuff happens. He's like, I see a lot of stuff. I can't explain why it happens, right? It just does. People are crazy. That's literally what he told me, right? So, yeah, I don't know. Like I say, I think we all have our own pathways to God, and how we get there is all different, right? But yeah, for me, I was just sitting in my car waiting to go to work, and I'm like, why me, right? Like, I've been through so much shit in my life, like, broke my back, my leg, my arm, I fell on my freaking head, and the doctor said, good thing you landed on your head, right? Like, and that was from like 3 stories off of a scaffold, right? I've had a lot of crazy shit happen in my life. But that one was crazy, right? Like, to actually see yourself get shot and then just, yeah, that was a crazy day. I'll never forget it, for sure. But like, you know, sitting in my car, and I asked, like, why me? What the crap, right? Like, and then a voice just told me, I'm going to use you to defeat evil. And then I said, all right, let's go. And then I think I found Q like 6 months later, and then fell into the rabbit hole, dude. I don't think I slept for like 2 weeks. I was researching so hard, and I was, you know what I mean? Like, I was on chats, I was in spaces with other QAnons, I was right with other Anons. Like, I was like, yeah, when you actually go down this rabbit hole, you don't sleep, right? I mean, even now I have to tell myself, like, all right, time to go to bed, right? I try to keep it consistent, but yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, you're right. It wasn't my time to go, for sure, because yeah, I mean, like I said, all that's on tape. You know what I mean? Like, me getting shot. I used to have that video on my phone. Used to show people all the time, because, like, to me, it was a miracle, right? Like, how the did that happen, right? But at the same time, I got a lot closer to God. And now I just kind of have my daily conversations, or sometimes multiple conversations throughout the day, right? I've got a whole new group of beautiful new friends that we've all been through some crazy shit in this life, and now we all get to kind of hang out together, at least online, right? One day we're all going to meet up and actually, like, meet each other, right? But who knows? Maybe one day I'll just do maybe I'll just do like a US tour, and I'll go, right? Plan it all out, and then go see all my friends, and, you know, spend a day or two with everybody, and just kind of travel around, right? You never know. You never know what God has in store for you. You know what I mean? So we got North Korea, South Korea bitching, a ghost ship off of Algeria, where they were saying that Putin smuggled a reactor. And then later on, that same reactor is blown up in sabotage. Interesting, right? Ghost ship, blown up in sabotage. And then North Korea launching ballistic missiles towards the Sea of Japan. Then here we go again with North Korea unveils the completed hull of what it calls a nuclear submarine. The debut followed the North's first test of a new surface-to-air missile and the arrival of a U.S. nuclear-powered sub for a port call in South Korea. Oh, that's one big ugly. What is that, like clay? Doesn't that look like one big ass clay model? You know how they do like the cars when they're designing cars and they use like that mold first, right? That's exactly what that looks like. Because iron is red like this, not like this. This, I don't know what the hell this is, right? Like, but yeah, so now it looks like Kim Jong-un might be having a damn nuclear sub. And we're not talking about a it looks like a model. That doesn't even, this was like AI. Like they even left the Chinese in it. I'm joking. Thank you, New York Times. The New York Times is at the bottom. All right. And then, of course, then you got the Atlantic saying that maybe Russia and China should sit this one out, right? Vladimir Putin and Xi Jinping are just shocked by the American attack on Venezuela. No, they're not. They're like, oh, shit. There's a reason that Putin said that this would have, and I think he was standing next to Trump when he said it, right? That this war would have never started if Trump was in office, and this is why. Biden was a weak piece of shit, sold out by the Chinese, Ukraine, Iran. He was just one big freaking scam, right? So, of course, he's compromised. Big time. Then you got Barry running his third fucking term. Hunter's signing freaking pardons, right? Hunter's over there cracked out on the auto pin, gotten that thing going 200 miles a minute, trying to whip out as many pardons as he can. And this is exactly what they say, like, shit. So far, let's see, what did they say? President Donald Trump has launched not a splendid little war, but perhaps a splendid little operation in Venezuela. There you go. A war takes two sides. That wasn't a war. It was an operation carried out clean and swift. He has captured a dictator and removed him from power. So far, Trump seems to have executed a bad idea well. A bad idea well. The military operation, dubbed Operation Absolute Resolve, seems to have been flawless. The strategic wisdom, however, is deeply questionable, and the legal basis, as offered by the president and his team, is absurd. Now remember, this is the Atlantic, right? Some Americans and some U.S. allies are appalled. Russia and China claim to be appalled too, but to use a classic diplomatic expression, the leaders in Beijing and Moscow should be invited with all due respect to shut the fuck up. I'm sorry, to shut their traps. We finally call on the U.S. leadership, right? Like, you even got them saying, like, hey, maybe you should shut your damn mouth. Hey, Stevie. So yeah, even the damn Atlantic was saying, like, yeah, maybe they should sit this one out, even though, of course, they go on to talk shit, right? But it goes. They might. Iran is. They don't know what the hell they're doing right now. You know what I mean? You got Suleiman, or their whatever the hell his name is, comes out and starts talking shit, and then he goes back into hiding, right? Like he doesn't even, and he wasn't out anywhere. His ass has been in a bunker for a while, right? Since the last time he was talking crap. But yeah, it's funny how they showed like people running, but they're on their phones. Everybody is on their phone. Phone. They ain't running because they're scared, right? Like they're running to get out of there, of course. But and then of course today they try to come out and say that like they tried to say like 40 civilians were, killed in the blast or some crap, but I don't believe nothing the mainstream media says, right? They're all a bunch of lying sacks of shit anyway, so who really knows? From everything that I seen, it was smooth. But yeah, now they're gonna start blowing up. And look, you know what? Did you know that Maduro had a fucking TikTok account? He got 3.8 million followers. Here was his last TikTok.
Recibí al enviado especial del presidente Xi Jinping para América Latina y el Caribe, Qiu Xiaoqi, a quien agradece el respaldo firme del pueblo chino y del gobierno de China. En medio de la campaña de...
I do have one thing to say though, right? So, China was there, right? China was there when all this went down. Like they had just flown in 4 hours before that, and then 3 hours later, they know exactly where his ass is at and go catch his ass. Did China set his ass up and know exactly where he was? Right? Look at all the bullshit he was trying to make before they arrested his ass. I'm a good guy. Trying to show like they got food, right? Oh, no, you don't. I got 2 pineapples. He's trying to portray it though. You remember just like Xi Jinping saying that like his people weren't poor and he took them. Oh, that was that one, and then that was the movie, right? Wasn't that the movie? The funny one with Xi Jinping, where they make fun of him. And then he's like trying to show him that like everything is good, right? No one's in poverty. And yeah, he is going to expose everyone. That's why I don't like that he's in Rikers. Little Epstein over there. Super bigot. A super bitch. And then, of course, look, you gotta have the one with the niños, right? Oh, the king.
El poder de la nación venezolana. El poder popular, hoy expandido y cada vez más fuerte y consolidado. El poder económico, hoy con 14 motores en su desarrollo. El poder social, con sus misiones y grandes misiones llegando al territorio. El poder espiritual, cultural, es el poder más grande que puede tener un ser humano. El poder científico-tecnológico, de primer nivel mundial. El poder de la seguridad nacional, los cuadrantes de paz. Y por ende,
Port Authority
la
lined
columna
up like
vertebral
soldiers.
de la estabilidad, el poder militar que ha sido puesta a prueba. Y ahí está, avanti y
Marching
preparado
like
y listo
Nazis.
24 horas del día para garantizar el triunfo permanente de la integridad territorial. Así que estamos terminando un año
No
2025
hablo jibber jabber.
perfecto en todos los frentes de batalla.
No habla Venezuela. But yeah, look, like how is this asshole, a freaking dictator, got a damn TikTok with 3.8 million followers, just posting every day, posting every day, posting every day, posting every day, ready to live in the freaking life. And you know if he took both of them, they're going to squeal. Right? What? He was going to leave his wife and she was going to run everything? Right. And then, of course, you got to get the babies, right?
Hola, salúdame. ¡Qué belleza! Hola. Hola, chica. ¿Cómo estás tú? Pase a su casa, señorita. ¿Cómo está esa señorita tan bonita? Hola, chocolate. Comieron con chocolate para allá. ¿Y tú? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Ah? ¿Cómo están ustedes? ¿Cómo te llamas tú? Santiago. Santiago, nombre bellísimo. ¿Cómo te llamas tú? ¿Cómo? ¡Papá! 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 ¡Corre! ¡Qué belleza! ¿Cómo te llamas tú? Adria. Adria. ¿Y tú te llamas cómo? Alejandro. Alejandro, tienen unos nombres bonitos. ¿Y tu papá cómo se llama? David, presente. David. ¿Y tu papá es lindo o feo? ¿Feo? No. ¿Lindo?
He should. That would be funny if he did. But you see how they use the kids, right? They use the food and oh, look at me, all the kids love me. The one girl that comes out of nowhere to a compound in the middle of nowhere. Hey, at least his right, Karina Machado, she's got 6 million followers at least. At least she doubled up on him. But she hasn't said anything either. Like I haven't heard nothing from her since yeah, she hasn't posted nothing. And she got whisked away to where? Isn't she here?
Me siento profundamente orgullosa de ser venezolana. Y hoy
when was this one? Oh, 24. Not even close.
Mis queridos venezolanos,
Date.
quedan pocas horas para que termine este año.
31st.
Y para que llegue y le demos la bienvenida al don.
So you can't tell me that the damn Chinese aren't teamed up with freaking Venezuelans because they sure do have a bunch of followers, huh? All right, what I was looking for though is because the only reason I went to TikTok really was to see what they were posting, because this is kind of where you get like the real world views, basically, like from the people on the ground. TikTok's got a really shitty layout though. Like, why all the damn comments? See, look, people are running. People are scared. Do these people look scared to you? You can't make it up. You know the news is like they're scared and they're bombing and they're da-la-la-la-la-la. Look, even the kids aren't running. Even the children are like, yep, and they're outside the compound. You can't make it up, right? But yeah, look, I was showing, even this is CNN, MSN Now, right? They're showing it. They're showing it. Let's see what else they have shown. The perp walk. They did perp walk his ass.
Good night. Happy New Year.
He said good night, Happy New Year. Yeah.
Good night. ¿Qué se dice? Good night. Happy New Year. Good night. ¿Qué se dice? Good night. Happy New Year.
That is dead ass funny.
Good night. ¿Qué se dice? Good night. Happy New Year.
He looks so worried, doesn't he? He's gonna rat every fucking one of them out. Oh, him and his wife are gonna squeal so hard. Oh, it's even more proof. He ain't worried about shit. They're all talking about he gonna get the death penalty and all this other. Does this man look like he's freaking worried?
Night.
They even got him in Kevlar. Look at this shit. He has a vest on. Look. You see the vest? Do you see the vest? See it? They got him in Kevlar. Look at him. Boom. Do you see the shirt? You see his sweatshirt? You see it's all puffed out? Right? That's a vest. They got him in a vest.
Good night. Happy New Year. Good night. ¿Qué se dice? Good night. Happy New Year.
Did he ask him, can I say good night?
Good night. ¿Qué se dice? Good night. Happy New Year.
I don't know what kind of hat that is. Beanie.
Good night. ¿Qué se dice? Good night.
It was probably the mask they had put over his head. They just got it up. But he's in Kevlar. Look at that. He got a freaking vest on. He ain't worried because he's gonna squeal on him. Like we said, okay, like he took them out in the middle of the night and took him and his wife out. Was she charged in that too? Because I don't remember seeing her name. Maybe she was in there, but I'm pretty sure it was like him and his son or his brother or whoever, what other Maduro they had in there, but my whole point on this one was CNN is actually posting it, right? Now, are they posting anything on Iran? Nope. Not a damn thing on Iran, though. Nah.
We're looking at the plane that we believe President Maduro of Venezuela is on. We could see that it was indeed him, looking like he was wearing the same exact outfit that we saw earlier, a picture sent out by the administration, but a remarkable, remarkable moment where we're seeing him walking on U.S. soil, flanked by more than a dozen federal agents. We're looking at the plane that we believe President
Another time in the Trump administration where we're asking, can he do that as president? This
Yes.
time it's about the Venezuelan leader, Nicolas Maduro, being abducted by U.S. troops from his palace in
cover.
Venezuela
Incoming
and
liberal
taken
bullshit.
out of the country to face criminal charges in federal court in Manhattan. There is an indictment on the books. It's been there for several years against Maduro, and now that the U.S. has gone into Venezuela and abducted him, he will be brought to federal court, very likely in Manhattan, in the coming days to face those charges for narco-terrorism, conspiracy, drug trafficking, and then also weapons possession. This all dates back to the legality in 1989, where the Justice Department said back then the FBI, they could go into a foreign country, apprehend and abduct someone who was a few.
Okay, that's enough of their liberal bullshit, because sometimes you think they might get something right? Yeah. At least we got to see him turn all right. That was awesome. Like, he is in a vest. He ain't going nowhere. Put his ass in freaking a safe house somewhere. Because that man is gonna squeal. Iran, yeah, they might have fled to Venezuela like the Nazis did when they went to Argentina. Same shit. And we know that because there is Nazi stuff all in Argentina, right? There's even, I think, film of, and there's even an old movie of like the mafia and them, right? Like down in Argentina. And then, of course, I think 2017, I think it was, is when they found, it might have been earlier than that. I really don't know. But when they found all those, like, in the rainforest, all the Nazi castles. You guys remember that? The compounds in Argentina. Oh, you're a sack of shit, right? Like, well, there's no evidence. Well, there's no evidence. Oops. Never mind. And then they found their hideouts. There's no sound on this one, sorry. Like, did you guys ever see this? Yeah, I figured you guys did. Exactly, True Secret, right? Like, he even asked them, right? Hey, I'm gonna say good night. Good night, Happy New Year. That man ain't worried at all. He got extradited out of his state probably before his military was about to do him in. Extradited him and his wife out to come sit in court. And now the DOJ gets to lay out all of the evidence over the last 25 years of what he has done. And gets to provide that in a not sealed document. But now we get the reveal. Oh, there is Nazis there. Yeah, Argentina. Like, this was What movie was that? I'm probably not gonna be able to find it. I'm gonna have to like do some deep freaking search because I can't remember. I really can't remember what the movie was called. Oh look, declassified CIA files confirm that Hitler escaped Argentina, and that was this year.
Build a website you love.
You go away
With Wix.
ads.
For your words,
It's like a cloak and dagger mission. We're trying to move surreptitiously through Colonial Dignidad, but there are eyes everywhere. Every move counts. We have to be careful. We have to stay out of the radar. We make a mistake, we get caught. We get caught, we can't get to.
So whenever I see him, it makes me think of the same soldier that was involved in. Remember when the Cybertruck blew up at Trump Hotel, and it ended up being like a guy that worked with him that was on a series of American soldiers or some shit like that. Like he was on like the second or third episode. Why are these people always in movies, right? Like he was actually a soldier, right? So then he does these type of shows. But like the fact that you have like an army ranger that's searching for Hitler.
Truth.
Here's the place.
Well, you know, fun fact, there was Nazis here that we paid up until, what was it, 1990s or some shit like that?
Tunnels are located here. Sí, de todo el complejo de acceso.
Mike, you gotta see this.
I'm on my way.
That's a full telecommunication center.
Conectado con el punto de arriba en el cerro, donde vamos a ir después, donde está el mirador. Look at this.
Hundreds, if not thousands, of sensors. There would have been an alarm board here.
And this is just one layer. This is just that one fence ring.
This is like a permanent duty station, you know? There's massive, vast communication systems in place. Most importantly, there's just line after line, cord after cord, all going to different sensors throughout that region of Colonial Dignidad.
If this is a military compound that is protecting Adolf Hitler, you would expect to find security like this.
The team makes their way through a complex network of tunnels extending outwards from the command base.
And a bunch of
Well, seriously, how long would it take to build these damn tunnels? Or were they already there? So weird. Yeah, Truth I seen a video too, but I want to say it's an old. It's like an old movie, maybe, but it shows all of them there, and they're all scared of the Nazis because it's not just like the Nazis; these were the top like commanders that went to Argentina.
machinery in here. This is a compressed air tank. These are hydraulic pistons. There's the fluid. And then we got matching hinged pieces on the end. Hey, look at this. This is a movable piece here. I think, you know what? We're right under the road. This is a series of hydraulic motors that pop up onto the road. That's exactly what this looks like. Oh my God.
The team is has discovered what they believe to be a hydraulic-powered barrier system. When deployed, 2 high-powered hydraulic arms could have raised the barrier upwards, preventing the movement of personnel and vehicles.
This would stop a tank.
Yeah, this is major stuff.
This immediately reminded me of White House security. It appears that they are really trying to protect a very, very important person. They could lock down the gate completely without ever exposing themselves in any fashion.
All right, we got the end of line here. All right. Holy. We have a massive room.
What the?
Yeah.
This is so near I didn't expect.
So why do you put carpet on walls?
Soundproofing?
Yeah, they're soundproofing this room.
Why?
You know what this is? The safe room.
Right.
These guys are good. Let's get out of here. A 12 by 12 reinforced concrete cement bunker. In the center of the compound is the perfect place for Adolf Hitler to be protected. And he has the perfect place to run to when things get too hot for him.
There's not sufficient evidence that Hitler died in the bunker in April 30th, 1945.
Could Adolf Hitler have gotten out of Berlin, and how did he do it?
So if you guys ever want to watch Hunting Hitler,
Look at who could facilitate hiding Hitler.
yeah, Hunting Hitler is a good TV show. I think they had like 1 or 2 seasons, and then that was it. Kind of sucks because you get into it and then the season ends. But they find like a lot of stuff, a lot. So just like I think see the declassified says that they came here, body doubles, submarines, right? So yeah, they housed the Nazis, and so did we. And we funded them up until, I want to say it was the 90s, maybe even the 2000s. Let's see. Do you see this shit was ended 2015? Please? I mean, that's the type of shit that'll piss you off, right? The U.S. government made Social Security payments to certain former Nazis in America for over 50 years, from as early as February 1962 until the practice was ended by a new law in January 2015. Like when I read this one, it pissed me off. What Nazis were we paying until 2015? Are they all scientists or something? Like, what the hell? Crazy. I know you said Operation Paperclip, and there it is, right? Ex-Nazis received $20 million in Social Security. Like, do we need more reasons that everything's a scam to just rip us out of our money, right? Like out of our wealth? That is for what, 50 years? 53 years? Bullshit. As high as 10,000. Many lied about their Nazi past to get in the U.S. and even became American citizens. They got jobs and said little about what they did during the war, and that the U.S. was slow to react. It wasn't until 1979 that a special Nazi hunting unit, the Office of Special Investigations, the OSI, was created with the Justice Department. So they had to create a whole nother Justice Department. A whole nother, right, Special Investigations Unit of the DOJ to go find all the Nazis that they let in. Sometimes you just can't make shit up, right? Like these We'll get off this one because I'll get angry. When I found that one out, I was mad until 2015. That means like, oh, geez. Jeez Louise, right? Like, man. Yeah, we've had a lot. I think this year's going to be lit. A symbol. Symbol. You got the O, which Trump was missing in his shots, right? If I ran shots, not shoots. All right, everyone. I think that might be the show. We kind of went through what I wanted to go through, and I'm kind of glad that I tied some of it together. So thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. Sometimes you gotta talk it out, right? But we got a nuclear reactor that gets sabotaged days after they were talking about how Putin smuggled a reactor under NATO's nose. Yeah, von Braun all over NASA. He's the one that invented the bomb, right? The atom bomb. So yeah, we know they came here. We know that they did stuff, but like the fact that we paid 50-something years, we paid Nazis. Like that's insane. Like y'all are over here calling MAGA Nazis while you guys were literally paying Nazis. Social Security, you stupid asses. Ah. And then of course, hey, you gonna look, we got another 17s there, huh? 1117 results. Those 17s just like to pop out every once in a while, don't they? We paid them a lot of money. But they stopped a New Year's Eve attack, right? They filed a complaint challenging Virginia's laws for providing in-state tuition and financial assistance for illegal aliens. Please come to California because he openly does it. How about Disney agreeing to a $10 million civil penalty and injunction for alleged violations of children's privacy laws? Oh, we got Disney right before we enter 26. 2 Americans plead guilty to targeting multiple U.S. victims using Alphiv Black Cat ransomware. Another Texas man charged with providing bomb components and funding to I hate when they say like a Texas man. An alleged ISIS sympathizer. Like those two don't even go together. Texas and ISIS. Like you guys stupid. And funding to individuals he believed were involved with foreign terrorist organizations. This one's always dangerous when they try to traffic in reptiles, because this is pretty much how, like, Florida, right, and kind of the South got flooded with freaking pythons because they let them, well, they didn't let them go. They got released during Katrina, and then, right, now look at, yeah, now you got actual, like, the movie Anaconda out there. Finding 22, 23-foot freaking snakes. Justice Department announces completion of civil rights reform agreement with the Orange County District Attorney. And this was our second amendment A Washington man pleads guilty to hate crime, charged after stabbing a Metro bus passenger. So I guess we're just stabbing people on buses now. I guess that's why Mom Donnie wants to put everybody on one. Justice Department reaches proposed consent decree with LivCorp. I started digging into this one, and this might be one that we actually do a show on. But I'm going to do a little searching and digging first before we go. But LivCorp, LLC, and Blackstone. And this has to do with America's largest landlords. We might get into that one because that one goes into BlackRock and LivCorp, landlords, homes, all these stupid brokerage companies buy up all the homes so that you can't own nothing and then rent them out for triple the price, right? Justice Department announces seizure of stolen password database used in a bank account takeover fraud. Kolo Abdi Abdullah sentenced to life in prison for conspiring to commit 9/11 style terrorist attack on behalf of Al-Shabaab. That one's pretty significant considering what they just found in Minnesota with them sending money to Al-Shabaab, right? And we'll end it off with this one. A CEO of healthcare software company is sentenced for $1 billion fraud conspiracy in Arizona. Ordered to pay more than $452 million in restitution for conspiring to defraud Medicare and other federal healthcare benefit programs of more than $1 billion by operating a platform that generated false doctors' orders used to support fraudulent claims for various medical items. All one big fucking scam that they have, right? That they have contracted up. And it gives us more clues on stuff to look into because Medicare, federal healthcare benefit programs, he generated false doctor's orders. We got fake kids with, or fake children with autism. We got fake child care centers. We got fake home health, right? Businesses. And that's in that small, and that's in Minnesota, right? Like, come out here where there's a freaking nursing home or in one of those home operating or home health centers that are everywhere. I know once they make it out to California, I shouldn't say when they make it out here, they're already out here. They just got a lot to go through. So it's going to take a lot. But yeah, California and New York will lead it, being the two sanctuary cities that pretty much started it all. And now look, one's owned by a commie and one's owned by a freaking knee pad piece of crap, Gavin Newsom, CCP sucking piece of crap trader. I'll leave it there. Because it's California, you know, they might be able to come arrest me. Try it. Fuck you. So, on that note, I love y'all. Thank you for joining me today. And yeah, we got a long year ahead of us. And we just have to remember that fog of war is real. And last year there was a lot moving and cruising, right? So I think that we got 3 years. Let's just put it like that, right? We got 3 more years to do what Trump said he was going to do. His first term, he had everybody against him. This term, he knows exactly what he's doing. Even Susie said that Trump had 4 years to sit out, plan, and put all this together. So, they tell us all the time that right? It's a plan that they have in action. Do plans change all the time? Do plans get messed up almost every time you plan something? But with Trump, right? He's going to take the less casualties as he can and operate swiftly, right? Quick and swiftly. That's exactly how we operate. So, I love y'all. Have a great night. Have a good night's sleep. And I will see you tomorrow. Look out on my X. Or make sure you have your notifications on for Rumble. And if you haven't yet, please follow my YouTube channel. And I'll just put the, I don't know why I'm going to put the chat in there, but I guess. Because I don't have anything else open right now. And then, of course, it goes to my studio. So it probably won't do anything. Let me see if I can find my stupid... 1 second, y'all, and then we'll end this one. And if there's anything you want me to cover or you want me to research, DM me and let me know, and we can do some research together. I was thinking about doing the Amelia Earhart files came out like a month ago, I think. So I was thinking about doing that one, and we all go through the Amelia Earhart, because I started going through some of it. And it is kind of interesting, right? Like where everything went down. I don't even know if that's where they say. Yeah, I started reading into that one, and it was looking like it might be a good one, but then of course it is a lot of documents, right? But I left my YouTube channel in the Rumble chat, so you guys make sure to go follow my YouTube channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button, subscribe, turn your notifications on, and everyone have a... Yeah, I know. First one went to the chat. Actually, it went to my studio. All right, everyone. I love you. Have a great